साक्षात् परब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरुवे नमः. Tasmain Sri Guruve Namaha. With due respect to Swami Kolananji, Dr. Jagdish Naik and all yoga students. Yesterday we discussed about the effect of asanas, individual effect of asanas, what anatomical, physiological changes occur. But still, you might be having one question in your mind. How asanas help to improve health? So I am going to discuss how this asanas will help to improve your health. Now, what is good health or what is total health? As we have discussed in the first lecture, total is the health which is at the level of physical, mental, social, and spiritual. And now we are adding emotional also. Now, for good health, all systems in a human body should function normally. Now, it is possible when the basic unit of the system, suppose you take gastrointestinal system, digestive system. What is the what are the parts of digestive system? Stomach, intestine, large intestine, small intestine, then rectum, anal canal, all this, liver, gallbladder, spleen. What are the different parts of the respiratory system? Trachea, then bronchus, alveoli, like that. Now, if you go still to the deeper depth, what is stomach is made up of? It has got a the hollow structure which has got a wall. Now, what is this wall consist? It is made up of different cells. So, what is the basic unit of each organ? Is a cell. Now, if the cell of that particular organ is functioning properly, then only that organ will function properly. And if all organs of digestive system, if they are functioning properly, your digestion will be good. So the question remains unanswered that how a basic cell in all the organs will function properly. Now, what are the needs of that cell? Because the cell of each organ is more or less same. It is only modified according to the part of the body which is or organ which is situated. Suppose it is in stomach. So the cell has to secrete hydrochloric acid, it has to secrete pepsin. If it is in the liver, it has to secrete bile. If it is into the kidney, it has to filter the blood. So accordingly, the cell has been modified. But the basic function of the cell will depend upon constant supply of proper nourishment, because cell will also require nourishment. Then internal secretions of endocrine glands, which are controlling the functioning of the cell. Effective removal of the waste product. Now, suppose the cell is functioning, so you give nutrition like carbohydrate, fat, proteins, oxygen. Now the utilization occurs and the waste product is generated. So the removal of the waste product is important. Then healthy functioning of the nerve connection, because the functioning of the cell depends upon the messages coming from the brain via nerve. So the healthy functioning of the nerve connection is also necessary. So these are the 4 steps which decide the normal functioning of the cell. And if cell is functioning properly, that organ is functioning properly. And if that organ is functioning properly, then you are getting the proper results. So now coming to the next, what are the constituents of the nourishment? So nutrition, in that it comes carbohydrate, protein, fat, minerals, vitamins. And then this will all these things will be possible if the digestive system is functioning properly. Whatever you are eating, rice, dal, batata, samosa, sweet, anything, when it goes into the stomach, then it starts getting digested. So the carbohydrates are separated, fats are separated, proteins are separated, minerals are separated, and the end product of all these, they are useful for the metabolism of the cell. Now, these end parts, they are carried by the blood to the different organs and into the cells of that particular organ. So, to get all these things properly, what is the necessary thing? That digestive system should function properly. So, what are the parts of the digestive system? That we'll see the next slide. And second is oxygen, because cell requires nutrition plus it requires oxygen for the functioning. So oxygen will depend upon the respiratory system functioning. Now, digestion will depend upon the functioning of stomach, duodenum, small intestine, large intestine, liver, pancreas. Now, all these organs, they are situated into the abdomen. Now, these organs are massaged for 24 hours during respiration. How they are massaged? Now, this is the diaphragm and this is the intra-abdominal wall. When you are breathing in, what happens? Diaphragm goes down and intra-abdominal wall goes ahead. So, it is pressed from above and it is relaxed in the front. Then we are breathing out, what happens? Diaphragm goes up and abdomen goes in. So here it moves upward and here it moves inward. So there is a continuous movement of the intestines, once upward, then forward, then backward, and then downward. So in this process, the intestines are getting massaged. Now, if the intestines are getting massaged, that means the muscles of that intestinal wall, they are also getting massage, means they are contracting, relaxing. So the function of the muscles will improve, they will become elastic. And if they are elastic, then they can function properly. Now, by abdominal muscles, inward upward movement, diaphragm, downward and forward movement. Now, this is possible if abdominal muscles are strong and elastic. If your abdominal muscles are strong and elastic, usually the reference is a obese person, जिसका मध्य प्रदेश आगे आया हुआ है. His intra-abdominal wall is very lax. It cannot contract, it cannot go back, and it cannot hold all the organs inside the abdomen comfortably. So these abdominal muscles should be strong and elastic. Now, how it is possible? When we are doing stretching and contracting in the different asanas like Bhujangasana, Shalabhasana, Dhanurasana. When you are doing Bhujangasana, the front part of the abdomen is stretched. When you are doing bending back, coming to the normal stage 1 position, it gets contracted. So with each movement up and down, the muscles are stretched of the intra-abdominal wall. When you come down, it is contracting. Similarly, Shalabhasana, we are raising the leg, the intra-abdominal wall is stretched. When you are putting your legs down, it contracts. So the abdominal muscles, they are stretched, they are relaxing and contracting alternatively. Similarly in Dhanurasana. So this causes stretching of abdominal walls and contraction of back muscles. And in Yoga Mudra and Halasana and Paschimottanasana, there is a reverse action. So this helps to maintain the elasticity of the muscle. That's why I think, I don't know whether I have given this example or not, but I'll just repeat because this is again related with this. You take a piece of rubber and make 2 pieces of it and keep 1 piece into storeroom and don't touch it for 1 month. And another piece of rubber piece, you stretch every day, apply little oil to that and see after 1 month, the rubber piece which you are stretching every day, applying little oil, it will be elastic. It has maintained its elasticity. But the piece of rubber which you have kept in the storeroom on the table, you lift it, it will be brittle. It will break into pieces. Why? Because it was not used. Similarly, if all the muscles of the intra-abdominal wall and back and diaphragm are used, if they are made to contract and relax, their elasticity will be maintained. And this will help to the proper massaging of all the intestine, the walls of the intestine, the muscles of the intestine. So they will become elastic. and the functioning of the digestive system will improve. And if digestion improves, you will get all the required constituents, carbohydrate, protein, fat, to the cell for its metabolism. So this benefit you get by doing asanas. So that is why asanas also play a major role in supplying the nutrients to the different parts of the body. Now for side muscles, Vakrasan, Ardhamastendrasan, they will help to strengthen the muscles on the side of the abdomen. We have seen for the front muscle, Bhujangasan, Shvanasan, Shalabhasan and Dhanurasan. Then for side muscle, Vakrasan and Ardhamastendrasan. Then for diaphragm is situated over here, which separates the abdomen from the chest. Now, when you are performing Shalabhasan, you are raising both the legs up, lying down on the tummy. What will happen? Because you are raising, it will press the intestines, which will push the diaphragm up. When you take your legs down, again it will come in forward. So this will help to strengthen the muscles of the diaphragm. It will also possible because of the Agnisar and Udiyan, which you use vertical massage, and Nauli Chalan lateral massage. And when you are doing this movement, intestines are pushed up and pushed down. So diaphragm will go up and will come down. So it will help to improve the elasticity of the diaphragm muscle. Now, if you want to say the biceps iron to strengthen, so what will you do? Weightlifting or something like that. So you know that it is getting, but diaphragm you cannot see, and it has got a plenty of muscles. We have seen in the last picture. How you can make him elastic? It is possible by doing these asanas. If all muscles are toned up, they will support all the abdominal organs without getting stretched, and so assure the good functioning. So if the digestive system improves, the assimilation of the food and the formation of the end products of the carbohydrate, protein, fat, which are necessary for the metabolism of the cell, will be made available without any problem, and cell will function properly. Now, transport of nourishment. Now, the intestine digestive system has improved. Your digestion has improved. The assimilation is happening properly. The end products of the carbohydrate, fat, proteins have been prepared generated into the intestine, but they should reach to the cell. How it is possible? It is possible by the transport mechanism. Now, what is the transport mechanism? It is done by the circulatory system, which consists of heart, arteries, veins, and capillaries. Now, heart, if it is functioning properly, then it will be able to send the blood to all parts of the body. So the blood is carrying all these nutrients, because the nutrients, they are absorbed into the intestine. When they are absorbed in the intestine, they go into the blood. This blood will go to the liver, and from there, it will go to the different parts of the body by pumping action of the heart, and all the cells of the body will get the different nutrients. Now, for that, what is necessary thing? That heart should function properly. All the arteries, veins, and capillaries should be having a good functioning, so that these nutrients will reach to the different cells. Now, heart, it gets good massage from below by diaphragm, and see, this is the heart. Now, this diaphragm, when you are doing different asanas, it is going up and again going down. So it gets a vertical massage from below because of the diaphragm. Then these are the two lungs. When you do asanas, when this diaphragm goes up, the space into this reduces, and the air into these lungs, it will compress the heart from the both sides. So it will get massage from side, and diaphragm, it will give massage from up and below. So that will help to improve the elasticity of the muscles of the heart. And you know, all the muscles of the body except heart, they are having the leisure time, relaxing. When you are sleeping, biceps is sleeping. I told there are 10 lakh fiber, 1 lakh fiber might be alert, remaining 9 lakh fiber, they are resting. But heart, it has to function 24 hours. There is no rest. So the muscle should be good and elastic, so that it can function properly the pumping action should be proper so that the blood will reach to the last part of the body, the cell, perfectly. Now, this is possible by doing this uh, massage by vertical and sideways massage, which is possible due to Bhujangasan, Chalavasan, Dhanurasan, Sarvangasan, Viparit Karni, and Halasan. So this will help to improve the functioning of the heart, which is doing the action of pumping and ready able to supply the blood through this aorta to the all parts of the body and different parts of the body. The cells of the all systems of the body, they will get proper blood supply. If they are getting proper blood supply, proper nutrition, adequate oxygen, they will function properly. And if the cell is functioning properly, that particular organ is functioning properly. So these benefits are there because of the asanas. Now, functioning of veins improves due to, now the blood has reached to the cell. The cell metabolism has occurred. And the waste product, the carbon dioxide, has to be taken out from the cell and sent to the excretory system to be excreted out. Now, this is done by veins because all the waste product, carbon dioxide is collected by the vein and it goes. So the veins have, their general effect is veins having weak walls get compressed easily during asanas, which enhances return journey to the heart for purification. Because vein gets compressed, because when you're doing asanas, there is a sustained contraction of the muscle. When the sustained contraction of the muscle is there, the vein is slowly compressed. So vein is compressed, the waste products inside the vein, they are pushed ahead. When they are pushed ahead, slowly they go into the general circulation and to the heart. And from there, it will go to the lungs, so where the carbon dioxide will be given out. When it will go to the kidney, the waste product, toxic matters will be thrown out in the form of urine. So this is possible if the functioning of the vein is proper. Now, for that, what is the necessary thing? That veins should get little rest, they should get little regenerated. Now, this is possible by doing Sarvangasan, Viparit Karni, Halasan, Tirthasan. It improves the venous return to the heart without effort, and vein gets rest so to work again. It's not necessary that they should get 1 hour rest, 2 hour rest. Just 1 or 2 minutes rest also is sufficient. In between, if you do Sarvangasan, in between you do Viparit Karni, then you lie down so that gravity element is eliminated. So the return of the blood is possible. As I told you, if you are tired, why you are tired? Because you are standing. So the blood has to go against gravity to the heart. So instead of 5 liters, 4 liters only go. But if you perform these asanas or you lie down on the flat surface, what will happen? The gravity element is eliminated and blood can go easily to the heart. So the total quota, whatever 5 liters of blood is there in body, it will be going to the heart and it will get circulated and all the waste products will be thrown out. Now, oxygen supply to the organs depends upon good functioning of the respiratory system. Now, what are the parts of the respiratory system? Lungs. So you start from the trachea, then bronchus, then bronchioles, and then alveoli. And then intercostal muscles of the thoracic cage, which are helping into the contraction and relaxation. So the respiration, inspiration and expiration is possible. Now, lungs should be healthy. The respiratory muscle will be strong, must be strong, so that the respiration is comfortable. And respiratory passage must be clean. There should not be any obstruction. Now, health of the lung depends upon elasticity of the alveoli. As you have seen, that there are crores of alveoli. And as we see, vital capacity is 4.5 liters. You can breathe in 4.5 liter air, but normally we are breathing only 500 ml air. So rest of the alveoli, they are idle, they are sleeping, they are not doing any function. If you have to keep them alert so that whenever you are running or working more, you have to breathe in more oxygen, which is enhanced by or facilitated by the active elastic alveoli, then you will not feel breathless. So the lung alveoli should be elastic. Now, for that, what we have seen when we are learning about Kapalbhati, Ujjayi, Anulom Vilom. In this kriyas, the elasticity of the alveoli is maintained. Similarly, when you are doing asanas, bhujangasana, chanasana, or shalabhasana, there is a pressure onto the alveoli lung because the diaphragm will go up. So it will press the alveoli and it will help to improve the elasticity of the alveoli. Pressure from outside by contraction and relaxation, respiratory muscles, they remain elastic. So the respiration doesn't become shallow. Why respiration becomes shallow? Because if the muscles are not contracting properly, the inhalation is not proper. Now this can be toned up by Shalabhasan, Naukasan, Vakrasan, and Udiyan. Now clean and clear respiratory passage. Now there is a lot of oxygen into the air and it should go to the lungs. Now which is the path? From here it comes to the nose, then it goes through the trachea, then here, then it divides into two bronchi and then branches, bronchioles, and then to the alveoli. Now whole of this passage from atmospheric air to the alveoli, there should not be any obstruction. Now what are the places where you can find obstruction? The first over here is a tonsil, enlarged tonsil, then adenoids onto the posterior pharyngeal wall, then chronic nasal catarrh. Suppose you are getting running nose or edema of the or swelling of the mucosa, it will obstruct the nasal way. DNS, deviated nasal septum, naak mein haddi badh gayi hai. So what will happen? Air will be getting obstructed to getting entered. Then secretions in trachea and bronchi. If you are getting infection, lung infection or respiratory infection, there will be secretion which will occupy the place into the trachea so that air will get less area. So this can be improved by doing Kapalbhati, Ujjayi, Bhastrika, Brahma Mudra, and Lion pose. So these all things will help to improve and relieve from the obstruction if at all it is there into the respiratory passage. So this will help again. Then functioning of all organs depends on proper secretions of all endocrine glands because the hormones secreted by the different endocrine glands. I told you what are the different endocrine glands. You must have learned in anatomy: thyroid, pituitary gland, adrenal, pineal body, then testes, ovaries. Now these are endocrine glands. Once again, I will tell you, they are ductless glands because they don't have any duct. Whatever secretions are produced by these glands, they are directly poured into the blood. There is no thyroid duct, there is no adrenal duct, there is no pineal duct, pituitary duct, which will take the secretions from these glands and pour into the different organs. But they are directly poured. So that is called, they are called ductless glands. Now, and these glands, they secrete hormones, which has got direct relation with the metabolism of the cell. The functioning of the cell depends upon the orders carried out by the hormones to the cell. Now, to improve the functioning of the thyroid, we have got Sarvangasana, Matsyasana, Jiva Bandha, Simha Mudra. It will help to improve the function of the thyroid. If thyroid functioning is improved, the thyroid cells will secrete adequate amount of thyroxine or the hormones, and they will go to the different parts of the body, which will help to have the proper functioning of that particular cell. Now, for pituitary and pineal, Sarvangasana, Shirshasana, they will help because they will improve the blood supply to these organs. For adrenal, now where are the adrenal glands?
Above the kidney. Above the kidney.
They are sitting on the top of the kidney on the both sides. Now for that, which will asana will help? Bhujangasana, Dhanurasana, Udiyan, they will help. Then testes and ovaries, Sarvangasana, Udiyan, and Nauli will help. So if all these asanas you are practicing, all these endocrine glands will get activated. And another most important thing is mental peace. This is done by the help of asanas and with the help of meditation. And another thing, not only with meditation, but when we are practicing asanas, we ask them to concentrate on asanas. Don't think of anything else, but concentrate asanas. When you are concentrating on asanas, the external thoughts are reduced. If the external thoughts are reduced, mind becomes cool, and there are no abnormal stimuli going to the endocrine gland from hypothalamus, and there is no extra secretion of adrenaline, which will hamper the functioning of the organs. So this will be again dependent on this. So if you are practicing asanas, they will help to improve the health of the endocrine gland. Proper secretion of the hormones will be there. So if the hormones are secreted properly, the cell metabolism will be proper and the functioning of that particular organ will be good. Now, the nutrition has been provided. The hormones have been there to give the orders how to function, what to do, what not to do. The cell has done all these things. Now, there is a collection of the waste product. First is oxygen was given, CO2 is the waste product. Carbohydrate, protein, fats are given, the undigested toxic material or uric acid, urea, these are all waste matter toxic products. Now they should be removed from the cell. How it is possible? It is possible because of the veins which will collect these waste products and take it to the different parts of the body. Suppose CO2, it will go to lungs where it will be thrown out in the expiration. Uric acid, urea, it will be filtered in the kidneys. Undigested toxic food will be thrown out in the form of fecal matter in the digestive system. So by performing asanas, functioning of all abdomen system, above systems will improve and the excretion of the waste product will be proper. Because if waste product gets accumulated in the body, as you know, suppose your bathroom gets choked up or your toilet gets choked up, what happens? There is a lot of dirty smell. Why? Because of the, or even you go, you are walking on the road and you pass by one public urinal place, you will get a foul smell because the hygiene is not there. The proper, the urinals are not looked after properly. The water is not flowing into that. So that's why you get a foul smell. Why? Because of the collection of the waste product. Similarly, if those waste products remain in the body, there will be a problem. For just example, I will tell you. Suppose the patient of diabetes, his kidneys are not functioning properly. So what happens?
Urine retention.
Yeah, then this is a, you see that he has got a urinary retention, but what happens at the cell level?
Uric acid will increase.
Uric acid will increase, urea will increase, and these are toxic factors. And that's why what will happen? Patient sometimes, gout. Sometimes you might have heard that patient has gone in uremia. He has become unconscious. Why? Because these waste products, if the level of this uric acid, urea goes up, creatinine goes up, it has got a direct effect on the brain and the circuit gets blocked and the patient goes into unconscious state. So these, all the waste products should be thrown out every day. It cannot happen that today that the sweeper is on holiday, so that work is pending. That cannot happen. So this is done by excretory system. Now for this, what is the thing? The kidney, respiratory system should function properly. Digestive system should function properly. And this we have seen by practicing asanas, they are enhanced. Now, the healthy functioning of the nervous system. The cell metabolism is controlled by hormones and by the messages coming from the nerve. From there, where they bring the message, they bring from the brain. So it consists of what? Brain, spinal cord, cranial and spinal nerve. Now brain can get better blood supply if you practice Shirshasana, Viparit Karni. Then spinal cord, by doing asanas in which forward, backward, right and left bend twist, will help to improve the elasticity of the vertebral column. Similarly, elasticity of the spinal cord and the nerves coming out from that. If the elasticity of the all this system is maintained, they will be able to carry the message from brain to the different parts of the body. So it will improve the flexibility of the vertebral column. It will improve the blood supply and elasticity of the nerve, which will be able to deliver the message from brain to the cell so that the functioning of the cell will be proper. Now this Again, we can see that it is achieved by doing different asanas like Shirshasana, Viparit Karani. Then for the spine or vertebral column, Bhujangasana, Svanasana, Marjarasana, Vakrasana, all these, they will help to improve the functioning of system. So, if the nutrition is proper, if it is given properly to the cell, and the instructions how to perform the metabolism of the cell, if they are delivered by the hormones and by the central nervous system, the cell will function properly. If all the cells of all organs are functioning properly, you will be definitely healthy. So, in short, the asanas, they are not only just improving the elasticity of the or flexibility of the body, but they also help in improving the health of the body. Any question on this?